Hello and welcome back to the CineClub podcast. I'm Rhys.
I'm Billy.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Matthew.
Today we're looking up in anticipation of James Gunn's Superman, releasing worldwide today. To celebrate, we'll be looking back on the past incarnations of the Man of Steel on film, from George Reeves all the way to David Corenswet. Let's begin by turning back time by flying around the world really fast and talking about those original films starring George Reeves, Christopher Reeve and Tim Daly. Are you guys a fan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I like that film.
I've not seen the Tim Daly one. I genuinely was confused. That's how you meant the
The animated
I was
ones.
just about to say, who the hell's Tim Daly?
Oh.
But
You know, like the original Bruce Timm stuff, like the Superman the animated
I
I
know
series.
thought
what
and
you
George
mean.
stuff.
yeah.
was the voice in
The
that?
George
Oh.
Newbern does the ones for Justice League, but it was Tim
Ah,
Daly back in
I
the
see.
original.
He was the actual original.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what threw us off.
Okay.
but-
I have seen them then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen bits of Justice League, and I do like
Yeah.
the one that I've seen from what I've seen of that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I just watched it again this morning, the Batman and Superman. Like
World's
Tim,
Finest.
yeah, World's
World's
Finest.
Finest,
That was
yeah.
good.
I've
I
seen
really
that in
like
years.
it. I didn't think it was going to work because the disc was all scratched. 'Cause it's the original one that I had from a kid, like as a kid. But you know, it's great. It does the dynamic of Batman and Superman much better than certain later adaptations, and like it nails everything that you would want from that sort of film. So
Cool.
I quite liked it.
Good, good. What do we think of the most famous one then?
I
Christopher
think
Reeve.
You can't
Christopher
get away
Reeve
with
Superman
it.
film, you can't go wrong, can
No.
you?
Yeah.
It's one of
No, yeah.
It's a
the
perfect
best comic book films
film.
I've
Mhm.
ever seen.
It's the comic book film.
It really
I
is,
think.
yeah.
I think if anybody asked us what is like,
It's that and the Batman for me.
yeah, what is
That's
if you
what I
could
was
if you
saying.
could only watch like one to get an idea of why they're so popular or why they ever succeeded at all in the first place, that's the one. 'Cause
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
just classic. You know, it is. It's the sort of the Star Wars effect, but in the form of like, you know, comic films. It's like that sort of modern franchises as we know them nowadays. It just wasn't really a thing when that came out. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just so impressive that they were able to make. It feels both like a nice in between of like, oh, it's quite a faithful adaptation of the comic, but it's also like just a really well made, just good film. Like it's just, you know, like fun adventure, good characters, you know, you love it. So I love it.
Yeah.
I think it keeps the tone really well throughout the whole thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's something I noticed in some of the other ones we watched. The tone seems to slip a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas
definitely. By the
this
time
one-
you get to the sequels, it's
Mhm.
yeah.
I've not seen I've seen Superman 2 when I was
Mhm.
very
I quite-
young.
I quite like
And because I
Superman
was
2
that young,
still,
I quite
but-
liked it. But if I rewatch it now, I probably wouldn't enjoy it.
Well, I watched
As
the
much.
Donna cut last year for the first time. Then I've just rewatched the original theatrical version a couple of days ago, and it's just I can't get away with it. It's all over the place tonally. Lex has just turned into a bumbling
Yeah.
Yeah.
comic relief. Superman just acts completely out of character and like selfishly. Zod's great. I like it. I like it for
Yeah.
Zod.
Zod's
He's
the best
great.
part of
Like
that. Zod
without
doesn't
that film,
count.
Zod wouldn't really be as popular of a character
Yeah,
because he
absolutely.
wasn't a massive Superman villain before
Yeah.
that. But yeah, you know, you can't get past the original. It's great. It's brilliant. It's a landmark film for a reason. It's a shame the rest of his films aren't as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that Superman 2 was an alternate version of Superman 1, like that might have came first. I read on the back of the DVD.
The ending for Superman 2 was going to be the whole reversing time by flying around the world really fast, I think, because
Oh,
they were
right.
like making them quite close together, I think,
Yeah,
if I remember
they were
rightly.
pretty much done back to back.
Pretty much
Right.
done back to back because they were sort of guaranteed that it was, you know, well, they were fairly guaranteed it was going to be popular. So I think what they did was they liked the end and proposed for Superman 2 so much they sort of shoehorned it into the end of the first one,
Mhm.
which, you know, and I mean, it works. It's still a bit silly. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think space actually
It's a-
works
it's a
like
bit
that.
like-
but
It's a bit continuity, like, in, you know, world breaking, I think, that he can do that.
it's world breaking, but then I think the way it gets away with it is it grounds it because it sort of finishes that arc of you're not allowed to interfere in human beings' business.
Because
and
they have the
that's-
echoes of, like, Earth Dad
yeah,
and Space
like
Dad.
all,
Yeah.
it's great, and I love that. And then I love the fact that that's like the whole thing where he's like, well, I'm not supposed to, but I can't help it because it's like,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
I love her, and you know, and it, if that didn't happen, it would just seem a bit stupid. But because they kind of give it that emotional weight, and you
Yeah.
can see just like you know, that performance when he's like
Yeah,
screaming
yeah,
and flies
that's
up
it.
and spins around. It's
Yeah.
like so effective.
Because that's the one time he really gets angry.
Yeah,
Or,
it's like the only
properly emotional.
only time you see him lose his cool pretty much in the entire
Yeah.
film, which is why I think it hits so hard, because it's like, Jesus, you know, like it, like you actually
Wow, Superman's angry.
Superman's
Yeah.
really pissed. Yeah, it's
Like,
hope he doesn't break anyone's neck.
That's what I like, because there's a bit that reminded me. There's a bit in the new Superman film, like they released a clip, didn't they, where it's him going in the Lex Luthor's office, or he's out flipping tables.
yeah.
And people were sort of complaining about that, saying, "Oh, well, why is he getting angry?" But then people seem to have completely forgot about that bit.
Yeah,
at
well,
the end of the first film.
Superman does get angry when he's got a reason to get angry.
Yeah.
He's not
It's
not
just-
some stoic figure. He's an emotional
He's
character.
a nice guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he is still, well, I know he's not a human being,
Technically
but
human.
the whole point is he's technically he's relatable in the sense that, you know, he's just trying to be a bastion of good in the face of everything bad, and when the bad stuff gets to him, you know, like anyone, it gets to him and it makes him mad. It's like, fair enough.
Yeah. I think that's what this film does really well. It shows the human side of him. It spends so much time with like him and his Earth parents.
Mm-hmm.
I get really emotional in this film, right?
I know, it's great, isn't it?
I'm like, it warms my heart when he's like picking up cats from trees and that.
Yeah, that's what.
And then like got a big smile on your face when you stop like the bank robbers or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's what really gets me. I think it's really well acted as well. Is when Jonathan Kent dies.
Yeah.
That really gets me in the feels.
Totally. Well,
like,
yeah.
it's the way he acts it. You can see that all these emotions coming across in his face, like all at once. Like he's never going to see his son grow up. He's never going to say goodbye to his wife. He's got like a million worries on his mind. He just says not now and then dies. It's so fast.
Yeah.
But it's so emotional. It hits us so hard.
I think that's quite powerful, but for me it's that gorgeous shot where they're standing away from the farm
And you see him.
and he's like, right, I have to go, and he like gives her, you know, he gives her a cuddle, and then that's it, and it's just such a lush shot, and it's just like you can sort of sense how much of a thing it is, that it's like he knows he's got a greater purpose, and it's like this sort of, you know, it's that whole hero's journey thing where it's like he goes off to find the Fortress of Solitude, which, to be honest, that's the only part that takes us out a little bit, that at that point he's still a fairly normal teenager who's just
This
ended up in the
18-year-old
Arctic.
kid.
It's like cuts from like in like the middle of Kentucky or something, and then next thing you know, he's like, oh wow, look at this.
He walks there and then he stays there for about 12 years, I think it says.
That's right, yeah.
I don't like how he just disappears off the face of the earth for 12 years.
Really?
Like his mom's
I
worried
think it's
about him.
stupid. Yeah.
I don't know, I like that, because I like the way that he goes in and it's this scrawny little kid, and then the next time you see him afterwards, it's full Christopher Reeve, and then you get that really cool shot of him just flying past, like out. And that's like the first time you see him fly, I think. And I know the whole marketing of this was like, you'll believe a man can fly.
Yeah.
You really do. I mean, the effects are so good. Like it's aged so well, and I really don't know how, because like
like we can do much more with technology now, but it feels right to see him
Charming,
flying like that.
it does. It is. Yeah.
The shot at the very end when he flies past the camera,
and he flies
smiles.
past
and he's
Oh,
just smiling.
God,
It's
so
so
good.
cool.
It's just Superman. It's like core, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And
I
the
think-
music as well. As
Yeah,
the music
the music.
builds, like, and it's just so effective.
Even as I was
like-
going into Superman 2, knowing that it wasn't as good,
even
going into Superman Returns, knowing it's not as good,
Yeah.
I was hearing that theme
when
song
you hear that,
and I was like
theme,
getting really hyped.
I know, you truly believe you can do anything. It's like one of those
Yeah.
sort of themes where it's just so powerful.
Speaking of Superman Returns,
Mhm.
I've only seen it once. I was very
I
young.
don't think I've ever seen
Is
it.
it the
actually.
same character? Like same?
It's the same
continuity,
universe, yeah.
Is it?
It's
Uh-huh.
meant to be anyway.
That's so.
But we've got Kevin Spacey
Yeah.
as Lex Luthor, which
Kevin
is
Spacey, I think, as Lex Luthor, on paper, because like he was a good actor.
Mhm.
On paper, it's like, oh, that's interesting.
He's a good actor. He's
and then
just
the
a
first
horrible
scene is it
man.
not him like he gets an old woman's hand and he makes her like put his name in a will.
Yeah,
What, like, it's the most cartoonishly ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
that's what
And it
Lex
would
is
have
in
worked
this
in the
continuity,
70s,
though.
not in like
Mhm.
I was going to say
2006.
that. Yeah, that is kind of what he does. I mean, like inviting like this insane alien who could laser right
Yeah.
through you in a second, and then showing him your plans to blow up most of America to make a tidy profit on real estate. That's just like it's the ballsiest
It's so
thing.
funny,
It's
though.
so funny how he just doesn't care, and like
Oh, the bit in the first one when he's showing him the plans.
Mhm.
that is
And he's like so proud, and then he sees Otisburg. That's
Otisburg.
always going to be one of the funniest things I've
It's
ever
the
seen.
double take. he does.
Otisburg. Ned Beatty is like, I think that that had the potential to be a really annoying, stupid character, but
Yeah.
I think it's one of the only times where that sort of daft trombone music like sidekick is actually quite funny. Like,
He's got top billing in Superman 2 as well.
Yeah.
He's the first name in the credits.
It's ridiculous.
It's so funny. I think, why is he first? You've got.
He's hardly even in
He's
the
not
film.
even. He's hardly
Yeah.
in
He's only in the
Superman
prison.
2.
That's when it starts falling off when they leave Otis behind.
Yeah,
When the dynamic falls apart.
Shouldn't have done that. It's just not right. Like,
God.
What do we think of Lex in these films, though?
I think he's great in the first one.
Yeah. He's not the
No.
most faithful adaptation, though.
He's really
I don't know.
not.
I think he's fine. I judged it far too harshly in the past because like the way we see Lex in that film now, it's very skewed by what modern Lex has become.
Yeah.
yeah.
And what you see him as, like he's a conniving businessman in like a mechanized green and purple power suit,
Mhm.
and he does it. But like it's not. That's not what the original film's really trying to adapt. And
Yeah.
I think the storyline they go for with Lex works really well. It's something that you could see ripped straight out of the Golden Age, where it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
It's some
Lex,
stupid
that
plot.
dastardly Lex Luthor, he's going to destroy California to
Yeah.
earn a profit. It's like, oh no, the Superman's going to stand up for the working class and be righteous and you
Yeah,
know
like
stand
save
up to the
world.
businessmen
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it works really well for
Yeah.
what it is.
He's not much of a businessman, though, is he? He
Yeah.
lives underground.
He's the greatest
in a
criminal mind of our
mansion.
time.
He said that way too much the second one. That got my wick. That
Yeah.
like he gets
It's
cornered by his own like 3 times. He goes, oh, the greatest criminal mind. You can't kill Lex Luthor. Oh, shut up,
Lex,
man.
in the
He had
second
nothing
one,
to do in
there's
that
one,
second
There's
film.
actually one bit in the second one which I really like, and he's all gonna know what I'm talking about before I even say.
Ah, yeah.
It's the bit when they're in the Daily Planet and Lex Luthor's shit in his pants.
Yeah, he's like,
and then
he thinks
Superman's
Sop's gonna kill him.
outside. Oh, Superman! Thank God. It's
he's got a
funny.
cloth, doesn't he? He's got like,
Yeah,
he wipes his head.
It's so funny. Oh my God.
I think he's got some good schemes in that one. Like
Yeah.
he has his moments, like when Superman, like he's like, Lex, yeah, right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna beat Zod, right? I'm gonna
Oh,
flip
yeah.
the machine around.
Like
You got to get them to get in that. And he's like, okay, yeah, Superman. He's gonna put you in there. Don't go in. And
Yeah, he's
Superman's just like, oh, you fucker, you fucker.
bastard. I can't believe you've double crossed us like twice. Oh,
How did he
got no
not-
sympathy for
Oh
him.
no,
no,
Believes
that's
that he's
it.
gonna go along
he shouldn't
with
be alive technically.
Whoa.
Lex
Who?
Luthor,
Oh,
not Superman, not
God.
Superman.
What do you
No,
mean?
Zod. Well, he tried to blow up California. The US just like shoot him.
yeah,
Surely.
but Zack Snyder didn't make this film.
Oh, that's true.
Superman's gonna rip his head off.
What they're going to do is like end of Evangelion, they'll send the military down his little bunker underground, just blow Ned Beatty's head off.
Oh my God.
His test mark. Like,
I think he's coming in.
it's like, oh Christ, that's not Superman.
Oh,
What's some
God.
kryptonite? Bang.
Christopher Reeve in these films also. He's got like so much like presence about him as well.
So,
Yeah.
Like, even when when he
Uh-huh.
first meets Lex and like in the underground bunker thing,
Like,
and you
smashes
just
through
see him
the door.
walking around, and
Yeah.
you're like, God, he's just the coolest man ever.
Yeah,
isn't he?
like, yeah.
He plays both characters so
He
well.
do-
He
he
plays
really
Clark.
does.
He like swaps between Clark Kent and Superman.
He's great.
Very
It's the way.
easily.
It's like the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
Like, it's that
It's
sort of.
slouches, doesn't he? When
He
he's
You can
slouches
really
when he's
believe
Clark,
it.
and there's that. I know everybody talks about it, but that bit where he takes his glasses off and like he just
Mhm.
transforms. It just he turns into
Yeah.
Superman. It's
I
unbelievable.
don't know how he does it still.
Yeah, it's like it's just really clever, and I
Uh-huh.
think he's. I mean, yeah, he like. Don't get us wrong. I'm excited for the new one, but I
I don't
can't
think anyone can.
I don't
beat
think
Christopher
anyone
Reeve.
is ever
No.
going to match that. I really
No.
don't. He is the perfect one of the greatest comic
Mhm.
book castings I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
I love him.
Just going back to the original as well.
Mhm.
Before Reeve, there was Reeves. I've
Yeah.
only seen the theatrical film. It's like 50 minutes long or something. It's not very long, but he had like a real presence about him in that as well. He looked like one of Alex Ross's drones brought to life.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He carries himself like a proper circus strongman,
Mhm.
and it's more Clark than Superman for most of the film. But he was really good in the role from what I saw, and I wouldn't mind going back and watching the actual TV series that came out of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Because like he was really good in the role. You couldn't really do a Superman episode without mentioning the original. So
That's
Yeah.
totally
throw
fair
that in
enough.
there.
That's Superman and the Mole Men, isn't it?
Yeah, Superman and the Mole Men.
What the hell are
The,
the,
the
Mole Men?
Mole Men, and it's just really
What a
weird little
Fantastic Four
short
thing.
men with like massive bald heads with hair going round the side. And I think they're meant to have like a furry body, but like
Uh-huh.
it's really obviously like a black suit because you can see the zipper on the back. so that's sort of it. But that's why I kind of liked it because Superman lends himself really well to 50s sci-fi B-movie energy.
Yeah.
He's a character just like how with the new Fantastic Four, that 50s and 60s setting. Superman's another character I think fits really
It would be
well
good going
into
back
there.
to that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be really
Because
cool.
even in the new one, I think they're doing that because you see him fighting that giant monster that looks unrelated to everything else.
Yeah, the big kaiju.
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
And like
Kaiju,
that's the classic like golden age trope. Isn't it? Oh, there's some big monsters showing up. Superman's got to fight it, and then the next issue, oh, they've come out of the ground this time. Hang on, there's mole people, and then you just got to keep inventing these like city level threats for him to fight.
Yeah.
And I think if you try and have a more grounded setting, it doesn't really work because you've got to think about an origin for all these things and why they're there. Whereas if it's like if you're in cartoon comic landing, just say there's dragons, there's monsters, there's mole men. Yeah, fine.
Go for it. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn does that quite well because, like,
He
you know,
really does.
a lot of his stuff, it just doesn't worry too much about the rules of everything. It's
Yeah.
just, okay, it's based on a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anything can happen and anything does happen. And it's better because you're not sat wondering, like, well, how does that really link to the real world context? It's like, you know, like, nobody cares.
He's
really.
flying around.
I mean, there
Who
are in
cares?
the new one.
It's
It
a
looks like there
talking
are
about.
going to be like parts of that. Like there's big monsters, and they're like, "Oh, he's fighting a big monster." But then there's a bit in the trailer where Lois is talking to him, and she's like, "You know, you didn't really have the right."
Yeah,
go in this
yeah.
country.
Stop a war
And then he's
everything.
like, "Well, no, because I have to do it because it's the right thing to do."
Mhm.
I love that.
I think
I think it's a good mix.
yeah, that's one of the things you've
Yeah.
got to address when you're doing Superman. Like a bunch of writers have done that before.
Yeah.
There is, I remember Bill, you gave me this comic a while ago. There's an issue. It's a Superman thing where he's trying to like solve world problems and he's trying to like give food to the poor, but like this dictator of this country comes with the army and says, "We're going to blow up all the hostages if you don't put that food down and give it all to us instead of the poor people." So like all these like real world issues come into play.
Yeah.
I think Superman does
Yeah.
lend himself well to that. It both explains why he only fights big monsters instead of like world hunger, and it kind of explains away the reality of it
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that whole comic that you're on about, it's like every single one of the stories is a superhero in like a real world problem. So like Batman's dealing with youth gang culture and
Mhm.
crime, and like Shazam Captain Marvel goes to a children's hospital and all that, and
Mhm.
like the Justice League are helping to rebuild housing for the poor and all that.
Yeah,
It's really good. It's Alex Ross doing all the art and Paul Dini writing it. So.
That's pretty cool.
it takes them back to their roots, I think, of
Yeah.
what superheroes are meant to be. Because I think sometimes we get too caught up in all the monster fighting
Yeah,
and the,
definitely.
Well, that's it.
the
It's the-
Batman versus Joker stuff. We forget
Yeah,
like,
and
what
all
they're
the-
there for.
Yeah.
That's what I think
multiverse
this-
and all of that.
Mhm.
Like sometimes you just need a good old fashioned save the world,
Yeah.
save the day sort of story, which
Doesn't-
I think is why it's so easy to go back to the original Superman because it's not, you know, he doesn't even fight anyone. He literally
Exactly.
His
Yeah.
objective at the end of the film is to send 2 missiles away from the Earth to stop
Mhm.
a load of people from getting killed in an explosion. Like, you know, which I mean, Superman 2, I like the way it raises the stakes by being like, oh, here's some more people for him to fight, but the technology just wasn't really there yet for like proper,
Yeah.
proper super
There is
fights.
some
but-
impressive stuff, but I think that when they're like slamming into each other flying,
Yeah, it's when they're like
they're
flying
going
and they're
really
like,
slow.
"Whoa," and they're
Yeah.
like,
It's like they're
like
just being dangled on wires. It's,
yeah,
it's
I
terrible.
think you can get away with it for the
Mm.
most part, but I think doing a fight is in midair with those sort of like those sort of special effects is a lot harder to do. But but yeah, which is why the first one, because they knew their limits and they worked around them and made it look really good.
I think when you get to the super fight aspect, it takes away from the human part. Like it puts the regular viewer out of perspective.
Yeah,
Because
totally. Well,
in Superman 1, you know, what can we do against an earthquake, against a missile, against even when you cast out in 3, you can't do anything about that.
yeah,
Right? But then Superman comes along and he saves you, and that's why
Look
you
at
like
that,
him. That's why you appreciate Superman, because he does stuff that regular people can't.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the whole Miss Tessmacher thing where she's the one who sets him free because
Yeah.
she wants him to save her mom and everything. Like, so it's things like that, or it's just, you know, it's and like, you know, saving Lois from a helicopter crash and all those kind of things.
That's
It's like
so good.
it's such a
Oh,
good
that's-
debut,
yeah.
like, isn't it? Because it's like such a simple thing. It's like, oh, helicopter's fallen. He's gonna fly and catch the helicopter,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's so clever and like.
Mhm.
And like I say, it's the music kicks in, and you're just like, oh my god, look at him! Like and everybody's like standing. I mean, I'm a sucker for this because you do see this sometimes in superhero films nowadays, not as much. But when you get there's like an audience and they'll be clapping and cheering, like, oh, look at that guy, he just saved her, woo,
Yeah.
go on.
Uh-huh.
Like Spider-Man 2 does that as well, really well, I
Yeah.
think, which is great. But like, you know, you get a lot of that. You get that sense of like he's protecting the people and the whole like, oh, everyone stand back, everything's under control, and then he like spins into the bunker. And you know, there's like just all these moments where it's like it reminds you that he is. I mean, I know it's called Metropolis, basically just New York, but like
they don't even hide that's New York, do they?
They don't, because
they're flying around the coast straight past the Statue of Liberty.
That famous Metropolis landmark,
Statue of Freedom on the other side of the country.
Of course. Yeah.
but when the two caught up in their own superhero world, it loses focus on the little guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a big problem with the next lot of films we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
Smooth.
Let's fly forward to the more modern adaptations, where the Blue Boy Scout was played on the big screen by Brandon Routh and Henry Cavill, while appearing in TV shows and movies on the small screen with Tom Welling and Tyler Hoechlin, I think. Who's your favourite out of the bunch?
I don't blame you for mispronouncing it. It's a hell of a last name.
It is, isn't it?
So I like Brandon Routh. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
It's
Brandon Routh.
Brandon Routh.
Brandon. I was like, okay.
Everyone you speak to is just like a different pronunciation for every
given
name
a strange film. Henry Cavill, we were having a talk earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. I think everybody's been hypnotised into thinking he was good. He breaks a man's neck. He flings General Zod into buildings and skyscrapers.
I've never seen a film do that much damage to a
He's a
city
murderer?
in my life.
It is
I feel like Lex Luthor talking about
Christopher
Henry
Reeve
Cavill.
Superman's also technically a murderer because he just depowers Zod, then throw him down a hole in the Fortress of Solitude.
Zod's corpse just rotting at the
he
bottom
does
of the
that,
fortress
but
now.
Where was that scene in Superman Returns?
Has he
You
not
know,
just fished him out?
Lex is just walking around the Fortress of Solitude. the skeleton of General Zod just on the floor.
Sat there.
I've not
He's
seen-
not dead yet, and he's like, oh, kneel to me.
I've not seen Tom Welling as Superman. However, last night I watched the first episode of Superman and Lois, and the fella whose name I also can't pronounce is really good.
He's brilliant.
I started it from the first 10 minutes. You're like, this is fucking good.
I do really need to watch that.
The match the Clark and Superman aspect so well.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in Clark's story
Then you
than
are.
Superman's story. Because he's got this whole thing going on with his family and his two sons raising these children, and his relationship with Lois, and his career, and his relationship with his mum. And then you're like, God, this is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You forget he's also Superman. And then the general comes over and he's like, there's this man trying to find Superman. And I'm like, Superman? I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Superman show.
Yeah.
Come on, lads.
Superman's in this.
There's also a bit you mentioned where it's Superman, you said you like to see him just saving people.
Yeah.
There's a bit at the very start where he saves, he stops a power plant from blowing up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's done so well because there's also an audience thing of just people
yeah.
watching and they're like, woo! And then some guy goes,
great.
Superman! And he's like, yep, nice one, that's me. It's so cool. I love him. I think he's great. Now I'm going to watch the rest of it.
I do need to watch that, because I think my grandparents were telling me how good that show was, because it was the weirdest thing where they were telling us about it, but they were like, oh, it's on BBC tonight. I was like, Superman on BBC
That doesn't sound right, does it?
It's a BBC show, and I was like, seriously?
It's all on the iPlayer now. So
it's just really weird.
So
I'm gonna have to watch it on the iPlayer, because I did hear how good it was, and I did like the look of him. I thought he looked like quite a good Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them things, but yeah.
Yeah, you get loads of weird villains that you've never really seen in live action. Mostly done well. So you've obviously got Luthor. He shows up in the last season,
Right. Okay.
but you've got Bizarro.
Oh really?
There's another Kryptonian. I'm not going to spoil it, but he's in it. You've got other supporting characters for Superman that you never see in live action. Really.
Right.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's a great show. It doesn't really have the same problems that I had with other CW shows because it distances itself from them.
Yeah.
It feels a lot more cinematic. It has a lot more heart to it, and it's like Matthew said. It feels more like a family drama
Absolutely.
with Superman in it.
Rather than just
Very-
a Superman show.
But the first episode, really emotional.
Really?
There's a good 4 bits in the first episode where you're like, Jesus Christ. You can't catch it. There's a bit.
Superman.
My only issue with it is I'm not going to spoil in case you do watch it.
Okay.
There's a good 30 seconds where he can't catch a break. About 3 things happen to him all at once, and it's unintentionally the funniest thing ever. Because then he's like, oh, this has happened. And someone's ringing me. what? And he flies away. And I felt so bad for him. They give him the
bless.
Peter Parker treatment.
Yeah, I was just
so-
about to say that's just like that's another Spider-Man 2 thing. But I'll tell you what, actually, it's not in the script, but I've just talking about that show. It's totally reminded us that My Adventures with Superman.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if
That's
anybody
all,
else
yeah.
has seen that. I
I watched the
I've
first
seen the
episode.
first season.
Yeah, I
Is
really.
that the one with Jack Quaid?
Jack Quaid as Superman.
He's-
I really
he's
like
pretty
that.
good, yeah.
I thought he was a really good Superman. I liked the sort of style of it where it was sort of like a mix of that Teen Titans anime
Yeah.
influence, like art style, and I really like his relationship. It's a similar thing where it's like his relationship with Lois and that was really good, and he's got
Yeah.
that whole Clark bumbling goofiness whilst also being like a really cool Superman.
And then you've got
Yeah.
the like the Telltale Batman twist where the Kryptonians are actually bad guys. and-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I mean, I did think I was a bit like, oh, didn't Invincible just kind of do this? But
Yeah.
it was, it was. I like that. I thought that was a recent adaptation that I did watch pretty much all of it, and
Well, I really wanted to watch the second season because it like ends with Supergirl's coming, this is happening, that's happening. But then like I just couldn't get a hold of the
could you
second
not?
season anyway.
It's on. It was on E4. I think I might actually. I think I actually recorded
There you
it
go.
off telly as it was
Wow.
airing. Yeah,
God,
like
go back to the cave.
proper old school. I know. I was like, I think I must have put a series link in accidentally, and then I just looked like a little bit after, and lo and behold, all of season 2 was just there.
I'll have
so
to go. I'll have to
have
search
a look.
it
Have a
out.
look on All 4 or something because it might be there now. But I did quite like season 2 actually as well, and I thought the Supergirl was pretty. She was pretty cool. She was just like a little Raj packet. It was quite funny. It was like she was just like constantly bickering with them, and it was
she
like
did get a Red Lantern ring at one point for a
there you
reason.
go, yeah. But so that was a good show. And the Henry Cavill thing. I agree.
Henry Cavill could have been
Yeah.
really good. I do like, you've got to respect the love he has for the character
Yeah.
and the fact that he came back for Black Adam.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
what they'd done to him.
Impressive.
And,
Yeah.
he and he actually had like a proper like colourful costume
he
which
looked
he
cool.
wanted.
Mhm.
He had the curl and like
He looked like Superman.
kind of-
That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
he
but
did have.
it's
too
Zack
little too late,
Snyder's
wasn't
writing. And
Yeah.
I don't know how Zack Snyder, I don't know how he's getting work.
No,
I think he's atrocious.
he's
It's
not
one of
really
the ugliest
like,
films I've ever seen.
It's a horrible, it's
Like-
grey,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's miserable.
It's the CGI as well.
Oh my
It's
god.
not-
Michael Shannon as General Zod's good.
Michael
Oh,
Shannon's
he's
good.
good, yeah.
Really
Michael
good.
Shannon's
What do we
really
think
good.
of Russell Crowe's Jor-El though? He
Funniest
was
thing ever.
terrible. It was so funny.
It's funny.
wasn't it? It's him. He can't do accents.
It's just like all of these, like ever since Marlon Brando played Jor-El, they sort of they have a need to cast a big, well-known
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Like I think I know who's playing him in the new film, and they've sort of kept up that trope. So like, I suppose we'll see with
James
that.
Gunn's brother.
I wish.
Is it someone who's been in James Gunn films?
Yeah,
I was just about to say. It'll be like,
Can I guess?
you can guess if you like.
Is it Michael Rooker?
No, it's
No.
not Michael Rooker.
Chris Pratt.
I think I might know.
Dave Bautista.
But anyway,
Oh, he's got notes.
I've got a few notes
Oh my God,
for
he's-
Man of
How
Steel.
professional
Wow.
this?
The thing that prompted us to make this list of notes was the quote from the film, which is essentially after Superman has just, as a kid, has saved his friends.
Oh
It's-
no,
Dad,
no.
should I have let that bus
Oh
from
my
school
God,
children
yeah.
all my friends die?
Yes.
Maybe.
I hate.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Jonathan Kent
know
in
what?
Man of
That's
Steel
the-
equivalent.
it's so
So
stupid.
Can you
terrible.
imagine if in the new Spider-Man films, Uncle Ben's like,
Kill him, Peter.
he drops Peter for school and he's like, well,
Fuck them kids.
there you go, get out. And Peter's like, you got nothing to say to me. He's like, nah, I don't know. You want to do some
Take
boxing?
no responsibility
Boxing?
for your actions,
Yeah.
mate.
Just kill. Just kill.
Uh-huh.
Do that.
So,
Kevin, what's the whole thing? He sacrifices himself to like
Yeah,
the tornado
exactly.
for no
Yeah.
reason.
Puts his hand
wait,
up.
son.
Puts his hand up like fucking
It
Magneto.
absolutely baffles me because like the whole point in Jonathan Kent's death is he dies of something natural
and then he
so
can't
that
stop.
Superman
Yeah.
cannot
Can't stop.
prevent.
Superman
Yeah.
could have
To show
helped
that
in
he-
a tornado.
yeah, to show
yeah,
that
exactly.
He's not perfect. He can't do everything.
Like-
but what does Zack Snyder do? Spectacle. Make him die in a tornado.
To save a
What
dog,
do you
he saves a
mean?
fucking
He
dog.
said to save like a
He
it's
said-
ridiculous.
Like Superman, and I'm nothing wrong with saving dogs, right? But Superman could have, in 2 seconds, like whipped her on that tornado and sent it in the other direction or something
yeah,
like that.
exactly
Yeah.
that.
But because Park Kent, I noted this down, right? So I said, why does Park Kent need to die like that? Him having a heart attack 2 teaches Clark that no matter how hard he tries, he can't save everyone.
Exactly.
Dying in a storm teaches
Yeah.
him to let others suffer to protect himself
Literally.
and his own
Yeah.
identity.
You know, it would have been funnier if he went, did that, whipped about,
just
saved
go back.
everyone, got him out of the tornado, and then he just died of a heart attack. He's like,
That makes it even
you
better,
saved
though.
Dad, and then he's like, oh, Jesus, man, why'd you have to fly us around so fast?
That reinforces the message still.
It
That
just,
he can't save
I mean,
everyone.
100% that would have been better.
Well,
But
that thing about you said there about it teaches him to let people suffer. It actually does end up doing that with Cavill because like you go into BVS and it's like he's landed in the desert and he's messing up all these terrorists. He's just chucking them all
It's
over,
ridiculous.
and then he ends up in court. And then the man blows up court, and everyone
just
around him
stands there.
dies while he stood there mogging everyone.
Doesn't Jimmy also get his head blown off?
Yes, he does.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Olsen
Olsen is a
dies,
CIA agent who gets domed at the start of Batman v Superman.
Zack Snyder had to pitch this, by
He
the way.
needs to have like comics ripped out of his hands. He just looks at the pictures, I swear.
Well, he does because he said as much in an interview where he was like, "Oh, I never liked comics when I was little. That's why I liked watching them because it had sex and violence in
I
it."
genuinely, is
Yeah.
that real?
Yeah.
I've spent the past almost 10 years thinking that was edited.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Well, like you said, in my Batman film, Batman could get R-worded in a Tibetan monastery. It's like,
Why would you think about
that? What is wrong with you?
Oh, he's so funny, man.
Like don't get us wrong.
I hate him.
There's parts of Man of Steel I really like. There's
Yeah.
parts of
Is
Batman v Superman I really like. I quite enjoyed his cut of Justice League.
Yeah,
I thought
I
it
think
was
that's
pretty good. But like, the bad just outweighs the good.
Yeah.
It really does.
He has a fundamental misunderstanding of these characters,
Yeah.
and because of that misunderstanding, it's sort of spread to the mainstream
Yeah.
because that's the only exposure a lot of these people have got. So you've got Restore the Snyderverse. Oh, why is David Corenswet a moat and he should be mogging everyone? What's going on? Not my Superman. Fire James Gunn. Yeah, just read. It's not hard.
Good
Go to your
Lord.
local comic shop, pick up any Superman book that doesn't have Henry Cavill on the front. You'll understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, it's
Like,
not hard.
I think that ends up reinforcing the Superman's boring argument.
it does.
Yeah.
It does, yeah,
because he's
because
so boring
He's
in that
either-
film.
People say, oh, he's boring because he's too nice. How can you have a perfect human have problems? But also people say he's boring because he's a god that is unkillable.
well,
And
he's boring
no one
when
cares
he's
about him.
boring when he's doing a Batman impression. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
He's like he's entertaining when he's being Superman. He's only boring when you get this, this character who's supposed to be so colourful and fun, and you just make him, like you say, mog everyone and look like and do this sort
Well,
of
he's just-
stoic Batman.
He's an
thing, and-
emotionless, like Jesus allegory in those films.
Yeah.
They just hammer it over the head, like, oh, he gets pierced with the spear. He's flying up in front of the sun, doing the crucifix pose. He's doing all like, come on, we'll get the point. He stands in front of the stained glass. We got that by like the first point of Man of Steel. You don't have to keep hammering it over the
is he
head.
Jesus? He's not even Jesus.
No, he's
though.
not. But that was like the whole thing of Batman v Superman, because the statue in the middle of the park gets false god spray painted on it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
what authority does Superman have to do this? He's not a god. He's like, it's just stupid. It's stupid.
Batman vs Superman. I haven't watched it properly since it came out. I saw it in the cinema, and even then I thought it was pretty bad. But I like it was just on telly, like in the background, and I thought surely they're exaggerating. It can't actually be that bad. And it was within about 15 minutes of just listening to the dialogue, Superman showing it. What's that thing? He's like, give me a reason why I shouldn't kill you right now. It's like, oh yeah, Superman would
Yeah,
say
he
that.
flies up
wouldn't
the
he?
Lex and he's just like got laser eyes on. He's like, where is she?
Like
It's
bloody
literally
Homelander.
Christian
It's
Bale moment.
ridiculous.
Well,
It's stupid. And within about literally, I watched about 20 minutes, half an hour, like the last sort of the last act of it, and I was just like, oh, like how did anybody think this was a good idea? It's
well,
just
I think
unbelievable.
it's epitomised by one line. Superman starts flying away from Lois Lane, and he says to her, "No one stays good in this world."
Wow.
Come on.
Christ.
If you've got Superman saying that, you're doing something wrong.
that is like complete. That's like anti-Superman
It's like-
101.
I can't. He writes Superman and Batman
The same.
as if like I don't know. The same. I mean, he writes neither of them well, because there's a bit in his cut of Justice League, which I think at best out of 10 is about a 6.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit at the end of that where they're in like the nightmare world, and Batman looks at the Joker dead in the eyes and says, "Believe me, I will kill you." What are you talking about?
Well, the whole thing of him
It's like
having
that's like giving Garfield a shotgun. Doesn't make sense.
the whole thing of him having Batman be like a corrupted, like he's lost his ways of vigilante. He's been killing people. He's been branding them.
This
Why is the
first
Joker still
film.
alive?
Yeah, it's
I think
just,
Especially in a universe where Jason Todd, or as Snyder wanted it to be, Dick Grayson,
yeah.
has been like pummeled to death by the Joker. His suit's in the Batcave.
Jared Leto could not pummel anyone to death.
No.
I refuse
But
to
like,
believe
why
that.
would why is Joker still alive and kicking? If Batman's going around branding people
Do
and
you know
murdering
what I
them,
think would have been interesting? Someone raised this, and it's still not great, but it's interesting.
the Joker, Robin was the.
That's not what I'm.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
someone had said if in Batman v
I'll tell you in a
Superman,
minute.
Batman's getting older, but he's not killed anyone,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, oh, maybe, and he sees what Superman does, and he's like, oh,
Superman's the
I
one.
should kill him, and he's about to, and then he
That would have that
That
would
would've
have been
been
better.
Yeah.
that would have been better.
But like,
But-
the theory that I was on about was that back in the day, when all the promo pictures were coming out, everyone thought Jared Leto's Joker was Jason Todd
That is even
because he
worse.
obviously
Really?
he's
Terrible.
young, he's got his teeth smashed out, and he's got the grills, and he's got like a dead Robin tattooed on him,
Oh god.
so on and so forth.
Right. Okay.
But like, people seem to forget that Jared Leto was only about 10 years younger than Ben Affleck or
yeah, I was
something.
gonna
So
say, so
it's
It's just
not that
two
much of an
fellas
age
running
difference,
about.
yeah.
It's not the boy one.
Well,
it's the bloke.
Snyder
Man
probably
wonder.
would do that.
Yeah.
I would.
that
yeah.
sounds about right. It'd be
Mhm.
like some chiseled old man as
Yeah.
Robin. It'd be like it's so stupid.
There's a really big bit of mischaracterization in Man of Steel, I think.
Is there?
Yeah. Well,
What?
What?
yeah,
It's just the
well,
whole film.
it's with the whole deal with the Kryptonians.
Sky little blue.
Zod in this film is like a eugenicist maniac, right?
Yeah.
Who wants to genocide Earth to make another Krypton, right?
Yeah.
And so there are Kryptonians with him, right? He's got soldiers. He's got like,
the sort
the
of
last
little,
remnants of his people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Superman doesn't care.
Superman's
He
not out.
just kills them all, essentially. He blows up their ships. There's no chance of them surviving. He finishes them off. He wipes out the whole race.
You know what would have
Yeah.
solved that?
No reasoning with it.
If he had just sent them to space in a JPEG, I think that
Yeah.
that's the only suitable punishment for
Mhm.
Zod and his cronies.
That would've
Send
been
them
good.
floating away.
That is the funniest bit in Superman 2 as well. When they're explaining the rules of the Phantom Zone. The Phantom Zone can only be broken by a nuclear explosion in space. What
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
chances of that happening, though?
Oh, look, a
There's a
nuclear bomb on its way to space.
Right where he is.
Well, could they not have like just on that Kryptonian ship that crashes had like a Phantom Zone projector or the bottled
That's
city
what
of
it was
Kandor?
supposed to be,
Just
isn't
stick
it?
him in there.
No, because then that's too much effort.
It's too much like
oh yeah,
comics.
sorry,
God forbid.
sorry, they've got to turn Michael Shannon's dead body into Doomsday. Sorry, I forgot about
I
that.
forgot.
I
about that.
forgot that as
Oh
well.
my
Yeah,
God.
Jesus
Wait,
Christ,
what?
what was that?
Is that what
that's
happened?
Doomsday
Do you not
in
remember?
BVS?
They bring Zod's body back out of storage. Lex takes it to the ship, chucks it in like a
Really?
genetic pod or whatever,
Right.
and then that's where Doomsday
That's
comes.
where Doomsday
Doomsday
comes
is
from.
Just have
General
that for
Zod
some reason.
mutated.
Wow.
General Zod, who has a broken neck.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because Superman breaks
The
General
Superman
Zod's
broke
neck.
his
Could he
neck.
not have just like covered his eyes?
To be fair, the Doom. I'm not gonna. I won't. Actually, no. I won't spoil it. I was gonna say that something similar to that happens in another Superman adaptation, but I won't spoil it.
That's fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I know we've ragged on it a lot. One thing in defense of Man of Steel, I think the score's really good.
Scores
Yeah.
are brilliant.
Score's really, really good.
First
and
flight bit's really
that
good.
first flight, that's the one scene in it where I would say like that moment is like what like this
Yeah.
actually could have been really good had it. And maybe the reason that's the best bit is because he doesn't say something.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
say a word. He doesn't say anything stupid like, I'm going to go kick some puppies or something. Like,
Thing is with that bit though, the music. I was looking at it. I was thinking that doesn't really match to me, right? The
Really?
soundtrack's quite good,
yeah.
but Superman's laughing and flying around, but the music sounds like the devil's just come out of hell. It's really ominous. It's like
That's because he has the evil Superman's just finally
Yeah.
got his powers, and then they're like giving you a
Uh-huh.
warning.
Oh,
It's not even a good
I'm
evil
so
Superman.
glad that didn't.
No.
Because like Batman was gonna knock up Lois Lane when Superman was dead.
Like,
Do you not know about
What?
this?
Yeah.
No, I don't know about
I
that.
was
And then
not
Darkseid
aware
was
of
going to
that.
show up on Earth and kill Lois Lane, and then Superman was going to go
Oh, no.
ballistic, and then the anti-life equation was going to
Yeah.
get put into him. Then that's why he was evil in those nightmare scenes, and
Oh,
you know,
Jesus.
and then they would have got around to the last Justice League, and Batman would have died, and then
Well,
then,
I've not even had a film yet.
I was going to say, before he's even had
and
one.
then like Batman and Lois Lane's child would be raised by like the cuckold Superman until he becomes the new Batman, and so on.
Isn't that's just the boys, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
It's just the
I think
boys.
we could easily start playing a game where we'll get things like that, and you've got to guess if they're real.
guess
or
if
not.
it
Yeah,
was real.
yeah.
Because I was just thinking you could be making a lot of this up, and I wouldn't.
I mean, have you heard
I
that
wouldn't
rumor
know.
that Batman was like meant to be Wonder Woman's son?
Eh?
I made that one up.
See, you can't
God.
tell.
That just that's just reminding us that the last hurrah to those that version of the characters was the Flash with
Yeah.
the Batman and Wonder Woman and all of that.
Oh yeah.
All that daft
That's
shenanigans.
I
horrible
fell asleep
suit.
during the Flash and then woke up
bad.
again.
The last time you ever hear mention of Henry Cavill Superman, the infant did not survive. Supergirl starts crashing out because General Zod's killed her baby cousin
It's just
on
ridiculous.
a horrible
Mhm.
CGI battlefield.
That does
What
appear
a
in Man of
film.
Steel as well.
What a
The,
film.
the battlefield's
Mud
there.
world.
It is still horrible looking.
Yeah.
Actually, that's you've raised the Flash. We need to talk about it. Nick Cage Superman. What
Oh.
the hell? What happened there?
That would have been
what was going on?
That I want to see it. You know.
I want to see it. I want
Really?
to watch the
Was it
documentary
Superman
about it.
Lives?
I think
Who was meant to be doing it?
It was Tim
Tim
Burton.
Burton.
Tim
Directed
Burton
by Tim Burton.
and
That makes so much sense.
Nick Cage was Superman. I don't know if Kevin Smith was involved in some way because he's
Yeah,
like a
that
big part of
sounds
the documentary.
familiar.
Alright.
But like for some reason, the producer, I've forgotten the name of him, was obsessed with giant spiders. So Superman had to fight a giant spider in it, and that's why he fights a giant
Yeah.
spider in the
in
Flash.
that little snippet. The,
But like-
the CGI, unapproved CGI snippet that they didn't even tell Nick Cage was going to be in the film.
Well, because
until he
I'm sure
saw
they
it.
brought Nick Cage in to shoot stuff, but then they didn't use any of the stuff that he shot and just made him CGI.
Yeah.
Did they just
look
like take
like
a creep shot of his face and scan
yeah,
that?
and then scan him in like
it's not even
that.
the worst thing they've done. They got
No.
dead Christopher
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Resurrecting Chris Reeve for that. It is
Oh.
horrendous.
And George Reeves as well.
And George
And,
Reeves is famous for shooting himself in the head because he
and
couldn't
Adam
escape
West
the
as
role of
well.
Superman.
It's unbelievable.
It's just a punch in the face.
I think
really.
it's the most
Literally.
insensitive and offensive and shit film I've
You
ever
might-
seen.
you might as well
It's
shit on his grave.
I think,
bad.
it's epitomised by the ending. You know, he walks out
Yeah.
that courtroom. You've seen all these behind the scenes shots for ages. It's like, oh, there's Michael Keaton. It's the new DC universe. He's Batman now. Supergirl's going to fly down.
forgot about
No, it's George Clooney. He
George-
just walks up. He's like, hey, Barry, what's going on? It's me, Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's
It's like,
got the same energy as him putting the baby in the microwave.
Yeah.
The whole film has that energy
The
about it.
funniest thing about this, I never really thought about this until I saw a post about it the other day. saying it's really, really funny that Ezra Miller's Flash has just been punished to eternal damnation in the Batman and Robin universe, and that's the last we'll ever hear from either of those. Like,
Oh, is that how it ends? I've
That's-
generally,
that's the
I
end-
didn't even
the end of the
I didn't
film.
bother looking into the
well,
end.
Yeah.
Bruce comes up outside the courtroom and he's like, oh, here comes Ben Affleck. And
And
then
then
George
it's
Clooney
George Clooney.
steps out the car and he's like,
Oh,
oh,
no.
what's
And
going
then-
on here? And then he just starts smiling at him and then
His tooth falls
his
out.
tooth falls out. And that's the last
Yeah.
proper shot of the DC universe.
Dreadful. Anyway,
What a
returning to the inspiration for this episode, trying to get away from conversation about the Flash. What are you hoping to get out of the latest Superman film?
Something good.
something that's
good.
not like The Flash, even though James Gunn, director of the new Superman film, said that The Flash was one of the best superhero
Well, I
films he's ever
think
seen.
I think
Was
you
he
can kind of
joking?
you can no I think
No,
you,
I'm not.
No, he wasn't because he'd already been hired
Yeah,
by
I
DC.
have a
He
feeling
wasn't,
he was
he wasn't going to
probably
leave the
getting-
cinema going,
was-
awful.
yeah,
he was
he
the
was
head of
probably-
the studio at the time. He's not going to throw it
Yeah,
under the
he's
bus
probably
when
getting-
Warner Brothers has spent that much money on it.
yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
getting paid to say that,
And like
even
the,
though...
even with the Flash, I think there's elements that I think the Batman stuff is quite good.
Batman
in it.
stuff's
good. Yeah.
and that's probably why he's got that the guy who did it and the guy who did the Flash to do the new Batman film supposedly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like I think that stuff works, but like you say, Gunn, he tends to do stuff of quality, and I wouldn't take him endorsing the Flash as anything more than
No, yeah,
Warner
it's just
Brothers
a
saying, "Oh,
corporate
can you?"
Yeah.
like,
Seal.
Make it look
Steve,
good.
they just got loads of random celebrities to do that. Like
Mhm.
Will Smith's son said it was brilliant.
Because if anybody knows how to judge
It's
quality, it's
Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith.
Who else?
We
Tom
finished talking about
Cruise
the
said it was
political
brilliant.
state of the world.
What's the author called again? Who did it?
Stephen King.
Stephen King said it was brilliant.
Yeah, they probably just
They just paid loads of
probably
it,
paid
yeah.
them.
Have their eyes shut.
I was going to say Stephen King. Judging by him, he probably just had a little nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Oh, this isn't a
thought,
promo for my new book. Oh, oops.
Oops.
But-
Tom, and Tom Cruise probably thought it was him, and he was
Yeah.
probably like, "Wow, he's fast. Not as fast."
I'm
as
so
me."
good at Batman.
But yeah, it's. I think out this new film, from everything you've seen, it kind of
It
hits
looks-
the nail of
yeah.
what everything you'd want out of it.
Yeah,
It's a return to the hopeful Superman
Yeah.
after like more than a decade
Mhm.
of misery and
Drivel. Yeah,
like
and drivel,
Superman's
yeah.
had one good, like properly good theatrical film, and
Yeah.
I just really,
Yeah.
really want him to be done well.
Mhm.
And like,
I think he will
it
be.
looks like it's going to be done really well. From what I'm just worried that it might be a bit too muddy with like the amount of stuff going on in it.
That fella
Yeah.
who looks like a
'Cause-
Neapolitan ice cream.
You mean
The
Metamorpho?
looks like a Neapolitan.
Hop off my goat! Hop off my goat, Rex Mason.
It's what he looks like though. I can never remember his name. I just refer to him as Ice Cream
Hot
Man.
Ice
Goat.
Ice cream man.
It was the one where he flies on the chair.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Fuck, you're making that
Is
up.
that
No,
his
it's,
name?
it's like Mr. Fantastic because he has a team called the
Oh.
Terrifics.
Okay, that's
And
fine
it's
then.
like it's
Jesus
him.
Christ.
Mr. Fantastic doesn't have a big F across his face, though.
Yeah, well, he has a 4 on his chest though. You've got
told.
you've
He
got
did call himself Mr. Fantastic and started
Yeah.
calling his pal the Thing after he got hideously mutated. Though I don't think we can judge his character.
I really
dick,
want to see
isn't
the Terrifics done in a film or a show because you've got Mr. Terrific,
Yeah.
Plastic Man,
Plastic
Metamorpho,
Man.
and then I think the 4th member Saturn Girl, but I'm not
Is
sure.
that just like
Saturn
a team
what?
of stretchy bastards? Basically, is
Yeah,
that like the
yeah.
whole thing that they're just all really
They're just
stretchy?
it's like the Fantastic Four, but
That's
DC.
it.
And
That's
it's
like
really
hideous
fun.
though. Like it's freaky enough watching Reed Richards doing all of that. I don't think I can watch 4 of the stretchy
Yeah.
people
It's
doing
'cause
all
we-
these
no,
like.
I
How
think
did they find them?
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, like, indeed.
Looking for stretchy,
for stretchy
people.
men.
Well, Plastic
terrific.
Man's Metamorpho is more like he can turn into any element ever.
Okay.
So like
Oh.
that's why
Like
every
rubber.
part of his body looks different. So like
Okay,
that's
so-
because like
Strawberry
in the
vanilla
trailer it looks
chocolate.
like
My God.
Lex Luthor's got him in a prison cell for Superman because he can turn him. He can turn like his hand into kryptonite.
Oh,
So, like,
right. Oh, that's
and that
pretty cool.
that's what the whole thing with that Baby Joey and all the marketing and the stupid green
Bloody
thing.
baby.
Well,
I've not
it-
even
What,
seen
what,
much
what
about
is that?
Well, it's Metamorpho's son because in the Justice League International comics, he has a son, but his son's like completely toxic to touch of anyone who's like not got his
Is he
DNA.
called Melvin?
But so obviously I'm assuming that's why Metamorpho's even associated with
Mhm.
Lex. 'Cause
Right.
he's got a hold of his son. And he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Not me son.
control Superman now, or I'm gonna kill you, stupid green chug
I'm
son.
gonna snap your son's neck. I'm gonna bring Henry Cavill is in the back room.
Yeah.
man.
Who knows? Maybe under that Ultraman mask, maybe it is Henry Cavill.
Maybe it is.
Who knows?
Ultraman.
I'm going on
Do you
with
know
that.
Different Ultraman.
The other,
Oh right.
yeah,
okay.
not-
So-
not
the-
not the
no.
Japanese Ultraman.
Speaking of
Oh.
Lex Luthor, actually, I think Nicholas Hoult. I was a bit doubtful at 1st.
Mhm.
I think he looks great.
yeah,
He looks like
he's
he's
got
good.
some hater energy,
Mhm.
and I love that he'd auditioned for Superman, didn't he, a few years ago?
he
Didn't
just
get
put
it,
his
and Lex
legs.
Luthor went, "Well, I've got something else for you."
well, yeah,
I'm
because
so
love that.
glad he wasn't
James
cast as
Gunn was
Superman,
doing
man.
a Q&A at HMV down in Oxford Street, and he was
Get it.
talking about how he was when he was doing the screen tests, and like when he had the monitor in front of him when Nicholas Hoult was doing his Superman bit, and the whole time he said he just had his finger over
Put a
his hair.
Snapchat filter on him.
So he's just like, well, I don't think you're Superman, but I've got a different role for you.
Gonna put
Yeah.
the Pitbull filter.
You're gonna be
on it.
Crypto.
Oh, Crypto's
That's
in
gonna be
it.
Jack
Come
Black,
on.
isn't it?
Oh
next
my
in the next
God.
film, Crypto's gonna be Jack
He's
Black.
gonna start singing.
I think I'd actually go. I'd never leave the house.
You know,
again.
it's like going back to the film. It's return to that classic Donner era, for better or for worse, because you've got the return to the classic score but remixed. You've got
Yeah.
yeah.
you've got like all the elements from that original film but modernized with influences from the rest of DC. So you've got Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl,
Yeah.
Guy Gardner,
Guy Gardner. What a
Guy
what
Gardner.
a shout as
Yeah,
well,
no,
Guy
that's sweet.
Gardner.
Metamorpho, some really weird version of Ultraman that we're yet to see what's
Yeah.
going on, because like Ultraman's meant to be alternate universe crime syndicate Superman, but I doubt that's what they're going for there.
Mhm.
So is he Bizarro? Is he Parasite? Is he something else? Who knows? But then you've got
No,
like
Parasite.
I'd like to see Parasite. Yeah.
Otis is back.
Well, even
I was
Miss
just about to
Tessa
say,
Roberts
Otis
in
is back.
it.
Yeah, all of the like, it's like those sort of human characters. The fact that
Oh, I
they've
wish I
got
hadn't
like
said that now.
a funny looking
Well,
Jimmy
he's just
Olsen.
gonna be surprised. Like,
That would have been
Uh-huh.
unbelievable.
That would have been really
I'm not gonna
good,
tell my dad.
yeah.
My
I'm
dad's
just
gonna have like an aneurysm.
I'm just
watching
waiting for like to get, because like I'm sure Otis was in Superman and Lois at some point, but he was like actually like an intimidating
Superman and
bodyguard, and he
Otis.
wasn't like he wasn't bumbling or anything. He was like it was like a gritty reboot of Otis. It's like, what the hell?
Who's
is he doing?
rebooting Otis?
Nobody needs to reboot
Otis
my
has
boy.
got like
Otis.
Russian gulag
He's not-
tattoos all over.
But
That's what
I
happened when.
break your neck.
That's what happened when they left him in prison in Superman 2. He got really
After
gruff.
Lex.
After Lex, he got really gruff.
I'm just
and, like,
excited that they're finally going to explore the Daily Planet properly, because
That's it.
it's
yeah,
not
it's
just
like
Clark,
Yeah.
Lois, Jimmy, Perry White. You've got Steve Lombard. You've got Cat Grant. You know, it's actually like going to be
those
like a
proper
living,
characters.
breathing
yeah.
office space. And
Mhm.
like from the little behind the scenes bits they've released, it looks like it's.
Oh, yeah,
it's just,
the behind the promo they've been doing for this film is so good.
It's really good.
Gunn
yeah.
knows how to handle like a team dynamic, and
does.
that's
Yeah.
going to come through in like with the Justice Gang. Stupid name, but you know it's going to come to Justice League eventually. So whatever, and like the Daily
You
Planet
hope.
team, so on. Well, they've got the whole of Justice already.
Yeah, that's true. So
because
Oh,
yeah,
Where the
well,
gang
they were filming
lives.
outside the actual what it was
The real
inspired by,
Hall
the
Justice
union
in-
term. But like of all things, there was a spot released the other day. That was the first time you've seen the Hall of Justice in any of the promo. It was for a car advert.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But like Maxwell Lord, who is played by James Gunn's brother, owns
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Do you know like who Pedro Pascal
Yeah,
plays?
that's just about. I haven't even seen that film. I
But
just
it's like
know from
it's a
stories.
different because like when Maxwell Lord first debuted, he was just like a businessman, and
Okay.
he was the financer of Justice League International, which is kind of what this Justice Gang is.
Right.
And like, but eventually he got like powers of his own, and then goes down a dark path, becomes a Wonder Woman villain.
okay.
But he does just start out as like a businessman who finances the league and pays for all of the stuff.
So it's a bit like how like Batman '89 had like Harvey Dent as
Yeah.
just a character,
Yeah.
as, like
Yeah.
a lawyer, and you know
Okay,
you
that's
might
cool.
eventually. I like that.
Like you probably
Yeah, I like
see him,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Like
So
when
the-
because
like-
he's in this, and then he's in Peacemaker season 2, so he'll be a reoccurring character.
okay, I keep forgetting that James Gunn did Peacemaker as well.
Because
Like,
that's a weird
another
in-betweeny thing,
that-
isn't it?
Yeah, that's somewhere
That was
in
the, like,
between.
So
the-
putting their foot in the water.
Peacemaker.
I guess we'll
What the
see
hell
because
He's hopped universes, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see because in the trailer there's 2 Peacemakers.
Oh,
so
God.
and you know he's at tryouts for the Justice Gang, and Guy Gardner, Maxwell Lord, and Hawk Girl are there, and I guess we'll have to see what goes on with
Yeah.
that. But you know,
I'm
first,
looking forward
first
to
we're
it.
gonna get
It's gonna
on with the
be-
Superman.
If it's not phenomenal, I'm going to be upset.
Very
But
sad.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it will be.
I'm hoping it's
I
going
mean,
to be
he's
like
got a lot
It's just that
riding
the
on his
hype's
shoulders.
through the
Yeah.
roof.
Mhm.
So like, I'm trying to manage my expectations a bit because like I don't think for me it'll top Guardians 2 or because like that is the peak of Gunn for me.
yeah.
Mhm.
But like I'd really like it to, but I don't know.
It's something different though, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah,
no
it's
matter
very
what,
different.
It's very different, and you know, like you say, he does a great team dynamic, but it's also one of the first times where he's just done a main character, and not to mention a superhero character who most people have actually heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Well,
wrong,
it's,
like
it's the kind of the first time he's done a proper superhero.
Mhm.
Too,
exactly
'cause
that.
I also
yeah.
am saying
He's
that
got to take
Yeah,
a blank
he's-
slate.
you know,
isn't
you've
did
got
Super. and
Super,
then-
which is just a fella. You've got Guardians, they're like space adventurer anti-heroes.
Yeah.
You've got the Suicide Squad, the
Super
criminals.
villains, yeah.
You've got what they're called, the Creature Commandos. They're just
Oh, yeah.
nutcase monsters.
he? Mhm.
And then you've got Peacemaker, who's just a nutcase in general.
Pretty
so like,
much.
it's the first
It'd be
time he's
quite
done
good to
a
see him
proper
do,
wholesome
like,
hero.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a real superhero.
Isn't
and-
it weird though? Now this is only just coming to my head that James Gunn, right, at the start of his career, he was in Toxic Avenger 4.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger, doing loads of stuff with Trauma,
Yeah.
doing what's it called, Super Slither. And
Yeah.
now,
And he's
now he's the
now
head of
doing
DC
Superman.
Studios, directing Superman.
Never
Can't
give up-
forget Scooby-Doo.
Never
as
give
well.
up on your
That was
dreams.
like-
Can't forget what?
Scooby-Doo. That was
Scooby-Doo.
that was,
Don't know
that
what
was
you're
a
talking
jumping point.
Don't know what you're on about.
Reese, we're not going into Do 2 territory.
I was talking about
Do one.
Never talking about Do 2.
It's
Can we
yeah,
Can we
but
do an episode on Do 2?
You can do one. Shut up.
that was my joke.
Was it, man?
Honestly,
But yeah, to give like a closing sentiment for the for like what we're because obviously it's out today, but we're recording this before it's out, so you know we haven't seen it yet.
if it's terrible, please listen to this episode.
Yeah, you know,
Listen to it.
But if
Listen
it's
to
good,
the
leave a
bright-eyed
comment on
optimism.
If it's
Spotify.
good, listen to it as well.
Exactly.
And if you haven't seen it,
listen to it as well
Listen to it as
because there's
well.
no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Win-win-win.
Hey!
there you go.
Yeah, the trailers look great. Everything I've heard about it looks great. Looks like everything I've been wanting out of a Superman film for most of my life. So
Yeah,
James
I just-
Gunn, if you disappoint me, I will find you.
I want it to be like the big Superman summer. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you know,
Yeah.
there's always a film every year where it's like, oh, this is
A
like,
super fantastic summer.
yeah, exactly
Say
that.
that
You
again.
know, well,
Stretching a bit there.
But here's the thing.
here's the thing.
Invisible.
That was a fire joke, that.
Invisible.
Invisible.
But yeah, so I want it to be good. I want it to just be like the big summer blockbuster that everybody loves.
Yeah.
It
And
kind of needs to
goes
be.
really
Otherwise,
really
we're going back
does.
to just Batman films.
We're going
non-stop.
back to
That's
grey
true.
slop
Yeah.
for the rest of time.
exactly.
Oh,
This was funded by this was all funded by Barbenheimer as well, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was like that making millions right in time for WB to just kick off their new DC universe. But yeah, anyway.
And well,
stuff.
I think that's all the superheroics we have time for in this episode. And now we pose the question to you, dear viewer. Who is your favourite Superman? Get in touch with us at cineclub.podcast@sparksunderland.com.
No, that's a tough question. But, you know, make sure to check out our socials too. At the CineClub Podcast _Spark on Instagram, at the.cineclub.podcast on TikTok and the CineClub podcast on Facebook. They're all good ways to keep up to date on the latest podcast developments, even if they're not the Daily Planet.
We try. As always, this episode was recorded and produced by us, the Sunderland University students, as well as being edited by Emily Main. Special thanks to Steve Cannon, Barbara Sadler and Richard Berry. A reminder that our 4 Daily Planet reporters this week have been me, Jake,
Me, Matthew.
Me, Rhys.
And me, Billy.
This has been a CineClub production for Spark. Thanks for listening.